Today we're going to be replacing the carburetor on this Tecumseh HMSK80 8 horsepower engine. So let's get into it. First off, let's go to the right side of the unit and clamp off the fuel hose. Now you can use fuel hose clamps. I'm just going to be using a vice grip with a towel to protect the hose, although I am probably going to be replacing the hose anyways. Okay, now we're going to have to remove these two Phillips head screws. Then we'll have an 8mm right here and another Phillips right there. Then you're going to want to take a flathead screwdriver and carefully pry off the choke knob. Just like that. Then we'll have a green wire to disconnect right there. And then we can remove the cover. Now let's go ahead and disconnect this primer hose. And then we'll remove this choke control right here. Now you can also do this part later if you want to, after the carburetor is removed. And we have these two 1/4" screws holding on this bracket here. And note which way it goes. It goes with that hole facing down for the low speed adjustment there. Then we're going to have two Phillips 3 bolts, one on each side here for mounting the carburetor, and they have 7/16 nuts on this side. Now you may or may not need to hold down the nuts. Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't, so looks like we didn't this time. Okay, now we can remove the carburetor. So we're going to move this fuel hose clamp like so. Kind of twist it to break the bond there, and then pinch and begin pulling it off. You're going to have a little bit of fuel leak there. Okay, now the last thing we have is our throttle linkage. So keep track of which hole it went in and then twist it like that to remove it. Now our old carburetor is off. Now let's make sure our gasket surface is clean. We may have to use a gasket scraper to remove any old material. This one looks pretty good. Now I'm going to go ahead and replace the fuel line. Yours may be in good condition, but usually they're old and brittle, falling apart. So now routing this fuel line through the engine can be a bit of a pain. So here's what I like to do. I take a little stud here, I think it's a 1/4", and I stick it in the one side of the hose, and then I put the rest into the other side of the other old hose. And that sort of keeps them together, and then I can pull one and push the other to get it through. Okay, now I did have to remove the starter just to get me a little better access to the fuel lines, to make it a little easier to pull the fuel lines through. And now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and drain the remaining fuel in the tank, and then we'll install our filter and then the fuel shutoff I'm going to add, and then we'll finish up with the new fuel lines and reinstall the new carburetor. Okay, so here's the new carburetor kit we'll be installing. It's from hippastore.com. I've used HIPA carburetor kits for quite a while now, and I've had nothing but success with them. They're a good aftermarket alternative to the expensive OEM carburetors. So let's open the box here. You can see they've included a gasket for the carburetor, a fuel filter, a primer bulb, a fuel shutoff, carburetor itself, some primer line, and a couple of hose clamps. Okay, now I'm removing the main supply line here. Okay, and there's my setup. I have main supply line going to the fuel shutoff. From there goes to the fuel filter and then out to the carburetor. Now let's get that carburetor installed. Now this primer line is starting to disintegrate, and I'm just going to replace it with the included primer line. So you're just going to put your flat screwdriver right under there and carefully pry it out. And then I'm going to take my little screw here for the 1/8 inch lines, and we'll do the same thing we did for the main line, just like that. We'll take and install our new primer here. Make sure the hose gets on all the way like that. And I'm not going to install the clamps just because the press fit is tight enough. Snap it in place. Just like that. Okay, we're going to start here by cutting our fuel line to length, which is going to be right there. We'll put our clamp on. Just like that. We'll take the carburetor and we'll get the throttle linkage hooked up. Just like that. And we'll put on the fuel line. Okay, with our fuel line hooked up, let's go ahead, install the gasket. Now getting this nut on that side is a little bit hard. Kind of have to fish it in there. Just like that. Let's go ahead and hook up our primer line. Just like that. And we'll tighten down these screws. I'm going to use this wrench here to hold this other one. Well, I tighten that down. Just go snug, you don't have to go super tight. Now we'll reinstall this plate, making sure we keep the orientation that it came off. Just like that. Put our choke linkage on. Get the screws threaded. Tightens down, again, not super tight. Now we'll reinstall our cover here. We'll put on our choke knob. We'll hook up that little wire down there. And then we'll thread in the 4 screws. And the one up here. And the Phillips right there. Let me get those threaded in and I'll be back. Okay, with the carburetor replacement now complete and fresh fuel in the tank, let's go ahead and start it. Now make sure your fuel shutoff is turned on. Give it a few minutes to have the fuel get into the carburetor bowl. Prime it a few times, turn choke on, and let's start it. And aside for the popping noise, which is normal for these old Tecumsehs, it's running pretty well. I'm going to check the RPM once with the tachometer and we'll be good to go. So that's all there is to replacing the carburetor and some fuel components on the Tecumseh 8 horsepower engine. Thanks for watching.